What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to the scorecard, the boxing scorecard, where I ask people to bring your scorecard and an explanation, not just simply your opinion. And you can find me live every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Um, but you could also find me on any the show on any other any forms of podcasts that you listen to, whether it's TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Rumble, Twitch, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. All right, if you can't catch it live, but I would prefer if you could catch it live and add your comments in too. And of course, like and subscribe only on Talkin Fight YouTube channel. All right, let's get right into it. So the main event last night was for the WBC super flyweight title. The little guys, the little big guys, the little guys that pack a big punch. The challenger was, you know what? I want to make sure I pronounce my man's name properly because his nickname. Okay, we'll just keep it simple. We'll go by his nickname. So I'm gonna introduce. We'll get the tail of the tape up right now. Introduce both guys here. So on your right, we have Sor Rungvisai from Thailand, 5'3", 114 pounds, but not but 50 wins with 43 knockouts. So he's a little guy with that packs a big punch. Only 5 losses, um, with 237 rounds total professional rounds experience. On your left, you have the youngest champion in professional boxing right now with a major title, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 22 years old, sporting a record of 15-0 with 10 knockouts going into the fight, um, and with only 62 rounds experience. And of course, I know everyone listening right now, you're going to stick around for the whole show, but make sure you listen because after I talk about this main event, I'm going to compare it to the Canelo and Floyd fight. So just make sure you stick around for that. But focusing on this one first, and my prediction for this one was that my prediction was for Bam Rodriguez to win, but I thought it was going to be tough. Then the announcers they tried to make it sound like it was like he was in control the whole time, and I did, like I said, I did have him winning each round. I'm going to go through the rounds in a second. I did have him winning each round, but I did predict that it was going to be closer than the scorecards predicted. So let me get into the scorecards real quick, to the explanation of the scorecards, because again, every round I gave every round to Bam Rodriguez, but real quick, starting with the first round, you can see the skill level, the difference in skill level. But you can see that Rungvisai is very dangerous. Um, Rodriguez had to stay sharp, but Rungvisai was just waiting to catch him slipping, just waiting to catch him slipping. Second round, I actually marked it as a close round, because Rungvisai, the challenger on the right, he did catch him. He did catch him good a few times. Um, Although Bam Rodriguez, he still looks sharp, but again, Rungvisai, he's just waiting to catch you slipping. He upset Chocolatito a while ago. That was his claim to fame. Third round again for Rodriguez. It was clear for Bam, but and you could see him displaying. My notes was clear for Rodriguez displaying Loma type footwork. Um, I wrote this in my notes before the announcers mentioned it, but they said that Bam Rodriguez, really looked up to Vasily Lomachenko, who's one of the top lightweights in the world right now. And you could tell, a two-time Olympian, you can tell by the footwork and the angles that Rodriguez was coming with. Fourth round, I marked the fourth round as a close round too for Bam Rodriguez. Again, looking good, but Rung is not going anywhere because Rodriguez was doing his thing with very good footwork, stepping to the side and catching him from different angles. Um, but Rungvisai at this point, Rungvisai was not showing any signs of slowing down. Round five, round five, I also marked as a close round. My notes for round five was Rungvisai slowly turning this fight into his fight. Yeah, round five was a close round because in that fight, Rodriguez here decided to, even though he landed that punch that he's throwing right now, this is where Rungvisai wants you to be, and that punch right there, that was one of the punches that landed on Rodriguez. So this round five, I marked it as a close round. Still gave it to Bam Rodriguez. Um, but marked it as a close round. Round 6, I also marked as a close round. Um, my notes was Rodriguez, Ban Rodriguez won that round, but again, not moving as much as earlier. Rungvisai was still right there. Round 7, round 7 is was almost a 10-7. This is where Rodriguez turned it up. He caught him. Yeah, that I think that was the punch that caught him right there. Um, and turn things around. It wasn't the combination, but it was just one hard shot, a clean shot that Bam landed on Rungvisai, and it hurt him. And not it started to slow him down. Definitely started to slow him down. It was a 10. It was he knocked him down, and it was almost a 10-7 round. To be honest with you, like if someone gets knocked down, it's an automatic 10-8 round. And if you get knocked down twice, it's automatic 10-7. He didn't get knocked down twice, but he was getting beat up in that 6th round, or in that 7th round there. And then round 8 is when the KO happened. Um, yeah. This kid, man, only 22 years old. He what I compare him to when this one, you can roll the things again, roll these clips again when it's done. Um, the thing that I find special about Jesse Bam Rodriguez, I compare him to what I was saying about Shakur Stevenson, in that he's boxing wise. I don't know him personally. I never met him before, but inside the ring, from observing him, he's very mature for his age, for his boxing age. Like the things that he does, like even the footwork and the angles that he's doing against an experienced fighter like Rungvisai, a power puncher, not just a rollover. This guy's a hard power puncher. Um, so yeah. I was very impressed with Bam Rodriguez on this win here. What other notes I got here? Yeah, like I said, he said he studies Lomachenko, and you definitely could tell. You definitely could tell the way that he was coming at Rungvisai, not just in a straight line, but looking like he's coming in a straight line, making a feint, stepping to the side, a fake, and then coming in, and then landing on the other side. So yeah, I was very impressed with Rodriguez's footwork. At this point right now, it looks like Rodriguez is gonna take over that super flyweight division. All the top guys that were doing their thing are kind of not on their way out, but Rodriguez is looking them. The last guy he beat, Carlos Cuadras, was a very impressive win. Um, that was a very impressive win. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez from Colombia, another hard competitor. He's on his way out the door. A good fighter, but he's on his way out the door. And he just beat Rungvisai last night, who was another tough competitor at that super flyweight division. So, and again, at 22 years old, this kid he looks like he's going to be ruling this division for a long time. Um, and that's all the notes that I had on that fight here. Now, I wanted to compare this when I was looking at the age difference between these two fighters. Quick glance at them. It reminded me of the Canelo and Mayweather difference. And if we get a chance, my man Eric, you can switch over to those slides there. Um, or I guess we got to wait for these ones to finish. No. All right. Yeah, here we go. The tail of the tape. So just pause it here for 1 second. So just to remind you, and I'm going to get obviously to the experience level in a second, because I could already tell what people are going to say. They're going to say the experience level was the difference, and I'll get to that in a second. But so you see Canelo Alvarez, 23 years old at the top there. Maybe it was 36 years old. So Jesse Bam Rodriguez is 22 years old. Rungvisai is 35 years old. And again, not an old 35. He's in the top 5 competitors. Recently knocked out Chocolatito, who was on most people's pound for pound list at the time that Rungvisai knocked out Chocolatito, beat him twice, stopped him twice. Chocolatito was on most people's pound for pound best boxers in the whole sport. All right, so keep that in mind. It's just that the little guys don't get as much exposure as the bigger guys, so that's why you didn't really hear his name. Um, But the whole world would say, I'm gonna make a whole separate show on this too. This is just a little 5-minute rant on this right here, because the whole world made up an excuse for Canelo, saying that he was too young, I wasn't ready yet, and this and that, even though he was a professional for 8 years, and had 40 professional fights going into this Mayweather fight. People try to use the excuse that he was too young and wasn't ready at 15 when he turned professional at 15 years old. But that it's the experience, and I'm comparing it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is comparing it to Ben Rodriguez. Canelo turned pro at 15, so he's as experience fighting grown men at 15 years old. People, they try to hold that against him, saying that he was too young. Like, how many 15-year-olds that can beat up grown men? This is what Canelo was doing as a kid. Um, Bam Rodriguez, at the time that how many fights we got here? You can just roll through it now. Oh, no, sorry. One more thing. The wins, 42 wins. At the time that he fought Mayweather, has 42 wins. Bam Rodriguez only has 15 with 10 KOs. All right, 62 rounds experience. Canelo had 30 knockouts. 30 knockouts. Bam Rodriguez only had 10 knockouts going into this fight here. All right, you can roll through it now. So, of course, the number one thing people are going to say is, yeah, the experience level of Mayweather. Well, my thing to that is, at what age does the experience level kind of not outweigh the age? Because, as you know, most professional athletes retire in their mid to late 30s, correct? So obviously Mayweather was past that age. Not only that, but he started at a lower weight class. So he's not only is he at the end of his career, but he's at the end of his career at a higher weight class than what he was at most of his career, which is at welterweight. Right. When Canelo was 15 years old, Canelo was started at welterweight, at fighting grown men. When Mayweather was 15 years old, he was fighting against other 15-year-old kids with protective headgear and bigger gloves. Right. So again, I'm gonna do a whole show on this. This is a little 5-minute rant on this whole Canelo was too young and not ready yet. You know what? That's all for now. That's all for now. That was just a little snippet right there. Give you guys the whole show on that soon. Yeah. Um, Again, thank you very much for taking time to listen. Please do me a favor and press that like button and the subscribe button too. Again, every Sunday, 9:30 live, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you can't catch it live, you can catch the show, the scorecard, on any boxing, any podcast platform that you can find. All right, Talkin Fight on YouTube channel. You can catch us every day, new boxing content daily. Me and my boy Mike Orr at 4 every day, displaying the new up and coming stars. And on Sundays at 4 o'clock, we got the knockout of the week. So there you have it. All right, man. Peace.